Vietnam, one of the most gruesome wars in the history of mankind. Rising Storm 2 will take players back to the Vietnam War as they navigate the harsh jungles and landscapes. Hello there, my fellow open world gamers. It's Robbie with Open World Games, and today we're visiting Vietnam. So the lead developer for Rising Storm 2 Vietnam is the team that brought you Rising Storm, some of whom came from the Red Orchestra modding community, otherwise now dubbed as Antimatter Games. Now, Rising Storm 2 Vietnam is planning to release sometime later this year in 2016, but what in the world could we expect from the game? Well, Rising Storm 2 will offer two variations of play, a smaller, more squad-based mode with 8 versus 8 battles, and an all-out 64-player warfare mode on larger scale maps. So, to each their own. That's really cool. I really do like how they're catering to two audiences there. Now, maps will include jungles, rice fields, mountains, towns, and US bases on the front lines. And it looks like there's a wide variety of daytime, as you can see here. The game actually does really look good. I've been really impressed by the game's graphical fidelity and authenticity, especially compared to the team's previous iterations. So consider my interest piqued. Now, players will be able to choose a faction from the onset, then a squad, and finally a loadout. Each side will have their own weaknesses and strengths to their weapons and gear, meaning that Rising Storm 2 is all about asymmetric gameplay. You may have heard that term before, but what this just means is South Vietnam and the Americans will be given the latest tech and weapons, including M16s and napalm. Now, on the other hand, North Vietnam will have very different weapons ranging from World War II and Russian-era weapons like the AK-47. Although American forces will have access to napalm and the latest tech, North Vietnam will be able to employ tactics like navigating caves and will be able to make use of booby traps. So North Vietnam will apparently get the weaker weapons, but you gotta remember they will have the home front advantage thanks to better spawn times and spawn locations. Sounds sort of like the real-life scenario for the Vietnam War. You know, everyone thought that America was going to win the Vietnam War, but they didn't really count for that home field advantage. Now, since this is a squad-based game, there will be an extensive squad system running at all times. Players will be rewarded for working with their squads, and squad leaders will get access to specific tools to help their team out. I'm a huge fan of the Battlefield franchise, and I think squad systems are extremely important, especially in larger scale warfare, so I cannot wait to see how this will all work. And there will be no weapon unlocks or class ranks. Everything will be unlocked from the get-go, catering towards player skill and balance. Another game that is doing this is Days of War, which is a World War II shooter. I've covered it before. It'll be interesting to see if the maps and gameplay will be enough to keep players engaged over the long run. But seriously, guys, count me in, because I feel like we need way more unique games outside of futuristic and modern day shooters. We've got so much lasers going around and so much US military modern day stuff going on in the shooter market. It's very much oversaturated right now, so it'll be nice to see something like a Vietnam War shooter. And also, you know, I really would like to see more World War II themed shooters this year, and I do think that is going to happen. Expect this game to release sometime late 2016, and stay tuned here to Open World Games for the latest updates about Rising Storm 2. Let me know what you guys make of the game. You know, one of my favorite things about Bad Company 2 was the Vietnam expansion. It was so cool. I played the heck out of that. And it is time for another Vietnam era type game. So thanks guys for watching, and I will see you guys later in the Vietnam War.